Would you be kind enough to tell us a few words about TechShop and the future of makers community, your practices, your possible expansion to Europe, your future expansion to Europe, so that we have an idea?
Okay, TechShop was established 8 years ago in 2005 and is now in 8 locations in the US. We've just announced that we will build another 15 locations and we will shortly talk about another 25 locations around the world. The bulk of the expansion will be in Europe, and what we're trying to do is activate the makers community in a similar way to the way it has happened in the US. We see great potential for the maker community in Europe. There's a tremendous level of creativity, ingenuity, and many projects that people have that they want to realize. There's also a significant change both in the academic groups and in industry as well. From an academic perspective, what TechShop enables universities to achieve is multidisciplinary courses, which tends to be very difficult within a traditional university context. Industry is responding to TechShop as well and using the services by allowing their own staff to leave the company and go and do projects within TechShop. That is a liberating component. It shortens the design and innovation cycles within the companies and is a model which seems to be very well accepted. The plan in Europe would be to have 6 facilities open by the middle of 2015 and a total of about 20 facilities by 2017. So a great potential in most of the capital cities across Europe.
So, do you think that similar practices would benefit Greece? Are these things possible? Is this development possible considering the situation, the crisis? And according to your opinion, with what you've seen during the conference and what you've heard about the situation now?
I think the economic crisis provides a great opportunity for Greece. As an Irish person, where we have similar challenges to Greece, I see there's definitely great potential. The key factors are that the maker movement and the things that are enabled by the maker movement are essentially low cost. It really looks to human capital by and large. The facilities themselves are not expensive. But it gives a liberation for people to realize their ambitions. And the maker movement, we often talk about hardware, but hardware, we are conditioned to think about electronics when we think of hardware, but hardware is any physical item. It can be a piece of clothing, it can be in medical devices, in art, in any of these areas. And really what we're trying to do is find a mechanism to allow human creativity be set free and essentially to try and create an economic value within that as well. So job creation is a key component around this, and job creation from the point of view of individuals, but also collectives. The component in all of this is that we see lots of individuals coming together with ideas, not having enough skill to execute the idea themselves, but having collaborators who come and join the project. And those teams very often go on to produce their own businesses and their own companies. So it's a new model. It is low cost, low impact, and I think has a great potential to create value right across Europe.
And just a few words about opening up of fabrication and production.
There are a lot of new business models being examined, and they all look to the availability of low-cost fabrication. We see a number of companies being established that are similar to eBay. The challenge in low-cost fabrication is to ensure the quality of the product. So somebody buying a product from a website wants to be sure that if they're in Athens or Dublin or New York, that they're getting the same quality delivered to them. So the websites that we see being created effectively are coming into the process to essentially allow an insurance policy effectively to be implemented. They will guarantee the quality between the consumer and the fabricator. So that sort of model works extremely well, and it means that somebody here in Athens or elsewhere in Greece can essentially put their product on the market, and in these new marketplaces that are being created, essentially, particularly if they're a designer, particularly if they have a digital asset that they want to have fabricated, that they can be ensured of the quality at the other end that reaches the customer. So those models, I think, again, really liberate the whole process of design, manufacture, and it also works in reverse. It works in reverse that if the facilities are here in Athens, that people can buy products from the web, it can be fabricated locally. That creates jobs, creates new initiatives as well. So I think most definitely there's a great potential here, and I think from a city perspective, we see lots of cities trying to make names for themselves. Amsterdam, for example, is trying to establish itself as the maker capital of Europe. I think Athens needs to look at what its potential is. It has a tremendous heritage over many thousands of years in design, in innovation, and how to tap that and how to really distinguish itself from other locations around Europe.